Lately, my wife, Sarah, seems lost in a whirlwind of her own creation. Her laughter fills the room, but it isn't for me. Every evening, she sits on the couch, her eyes glued to her phone, fingers dancing over the screen. A veil of secrecy shrouds her, and I find myself watching from the sidelines, like a spectator at a play that I thought I was a part of. "Hey, what's so funny?" I ask one night, trying to peer over her shoulder. She startles, turning her phone away. "Just a meme," she replies, her voice light but her eyes darting away. The response is casual, too casual, and a pit of unease settles in my stomach. For weeks, I dismiss my gut feelings. Sarah's always been sociable, but this feels different. She spends hours texting, laughing at something that isn't me, and the distance between us grows. One afternoon, curiosity gets the better of me. I wait until she heads to the bathroom, then pick up her phone from the table. My heart races as I unlock it with the pattern she always forgets to change. The screen lights up, and there they are, dozens of messages between Sarah and her best friend, Jenna. I scroll through the conversation, my heart pounding in my chest. At first, it's innocent enough, plans for brunch, snippets of gossip. But then I stumble upon a thread that stops me cold. "Honestly, he's so much better than your husband," reads one message from Jenna. My breath catches in my throat. What do they mean? I continue reading, each word slicing deeper into my heart. "Last night was incredible. He knows exactly how to touch me. I can't believe I ever settled for your husband," Sarah writes back. The betrayal is a punch to the gut, leaving me breathless. My mind races as I scroll further, desperate to piece together this shattering revelation. I hear the bathroom door creak open. Panic rises within me, and I quickly place her phone back on the table, feigning nonchalance. Sarah walks in, her hair damp and a towel draped around her shoulders. "Everything okay?" she asks, her eyes narrowing slightly. "Yeah, just scrolling through my own phone," I lie, forcing a smile. She nods, but doesn't seem convinced. I watch her as she goes back to the couch, flipping through her social media, and I can't help but feel that I'm now an outsider in my own home. The next few days pass in a haze of anger and disbelief. I replay the messages in my mind, and every touch we shared feels tainted. I confront her about the late-night texts, feigning ignorance, hoping for a slip-up. "You've been texting Jenna a lot lately," I say casually one evening, trying to gauge her reaction. "Oh, you know how it is," she replies, waving a hand dismissively. "Just girl talk." "Girl talk?" I echo, biting back the anger boiling within me. "You've been spending a lot of time with her? Is everything okay?" She hesitates, her eyes flickering. "It's nothing, really. Just some personal stuff." "Personal stuff?" I press, trying to maintain my calm. "You can tell me anything, you know that." She nods, but I see the tension in her shoulders. A knot forms in my stomach, tightening as I realize that this is not just innocent conversation. Days turn into a week, and I'm consumed by the need for revenge. I've seen a side of Sarah that I never knew existed. The woman I love has betrayed me, and I feel a surge of determination. If she can find joy with another man, then I can too. I start plotting my move, every detail becoming clearer in my mind. I won't let her think she can get away with this. I imagine the look on her face when the truth is revealed, her laughter turned to tears, her world crashing down around her. One evening, as I watch her laugh at her phone again, I make my decision. I'll ruin her miserable life, just as she's ruined mine. The thrill of revenge courses through me, a fire igniting in my chest. "Sarah, I need to talk to you," I say, my voice steady as I stand in front of her. She looks up, surprise flickering in her eyes. "What is it?" "It's about us. We need to have an honest conversation." Her face pales slightly, and I relish the moment. She senses the change in me, the resolve hardening in my expression. I'm ready to expose the facade, ready to tear down the walls of deceit she's built. "Okay," she replies, her voice wavering. I sit across from her, heart racing, and prepare to pull the threads of her carefully woven lies. This is only the beginning, and as the truth hangs in the air, I can already see her world starting to unravel. The air is thick with tension as I sit across from Sarah, my heart pounding in my chest. The dim light from the table lamp casts shadows across her face, accentuating the uncertainty in her eyes. I'm acutely aware of the clock ticking on the wall, each second amplifying my resolve. Sarah, I begin, trying to keep my voice steady. I know about him. Her expression shifts from confusion to a mix of fear and defiance. About who? She asks, crossing her arms defensively. Don't play games with me. I know about your friendships with Jenna. I read your texts. Her eyes widen, and for a moment, she's speechless. The reality of my words sinks in, and I see the mask slip. You went through my phone, she demands, anger replacing the fear. I had to know the truth, I reply, my voice low. And the truth is that you've been cheating on me. You're talking about another man, Sarah. What do you have to say for yourself? What do you want me to say? She snaps back. That I'm sorry? That I regret it? You think I haven't thought about this? You think I haven't been unhappy? Her words sting, but I'm prepared. Unhappy? Is that your excuse? Because I had no idea. You were too busy texting your lover while I thought everything was fine. Maybe it wasn't fine because you're so absorbed in your work, she shoots back, frustration spilling over. You barely look up from your computer. I felt alone. The mention of my work hits a nerve. I've been putting in long hours at the office, trying to build a better future for us. That's no excuse to cheat, Sarah. You could have talked to me. Instead, you betrayed me. The doorbell rings, interrupting our heated exchange. Who the hell is that? I ask, eyes narrowing. I don't know, she snaps, but I can see the panic flickering in her gaze. As I stand to answer the door, Sarah pushes past me, her voice sharp. I'll get it. She opens the door to reveal Jenna, who stands there with a bright smile that instantly falters as she notices the tension between us. Hey, I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by. Jenna chirps, trying to lighten the mood. Perfect timing, I say dryly, stepping aside to let her in. We were just having a conversation about you. Jenna's smile fades, and she glances nervously at Sarah, who crosses her arms, her body language defensive. What's going on? Jenna asks, her eyes darting between us. Why don't you tell her, Sarah? I challenge, my voice low. Tell me what? Jenna looks genuinely confused now. Tell her about your little conversations, I say, my voice rising slightly. About how much better he is in bed than I am. Stop it! Sarah interjects, her cheeks flushed. This isn't the time or place for this. But I can't hold back. No, this is exactly the time. Jenna deserves to know what kind of friend she's been to you, what kind of friend you are to me. I had no idea. Jenna exclaims, her voice rising with indignation. Sarah, is this true? Jenna, it's complicated, Sarah stammers, her eyes darting between us. I didn't want to hurt you. Jenna's face hardens, and she steps closer, her hands on her hips. You're my best friend. How could you do this? How could you lie to me? I didn't lie. I didn't tell you everything, Sarah says, her voice shaky. Everything? Jenna scoffs. You've been keeping a huge part of your life from me. And I thought we were supposed to share everything. Was it just fun for you to talk about how great he is while I'm sitting here thinking you're happily married? I didn't want to hurt you. Sarah pleads, tears brimming in her eyes. Too late for that, I say coldly. You've hurt both of us. Your lies have caught up to you, Sarah. Stop treating me like I'm the villain here, she shoots back, her voice rising. You think you're perfect? You've been so wrapped up in your work that I felt like I was living with a stranger. Jenna shakes her head, disappointment etched across her features. You need to sort this out, Sarah. I can't be a part of this. I won't support you in this mess. Wait, Jenna, don't go, Sarah pleads, reaching for her friend's arm. But Jenna steps back, her expression hardening. I need to think. You need to figure out what you want. Because right now, I can't trust you. With that, Jenna turns and leaves, the door closing behind her with a resounding click. The silence in the room is deafening, and I can see the despair washing over Sarah's face. Look at what you've done, I say, my voice cold. You've lost your best friend because of your lies. You don't understand, she cries, desperation creeping into her voice. I never meant for it to go this far. I just wanted someone to see me, to notice me. I shake my head, incredulous. And this other man, he made you feel seen? You thought cheating was the answer? She opens her mouth to respond, but words fail her. Instead, she sinks onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. What am I going to do? Maybe you should have thought about that before you threw everything away, I say, my voice dripping with disdain. I turn to leave the room, the weight of her betrayal heavy in the air. But before I reach the door, she calls out to me, her voice breaking. Please, don't leave. We can fix this. I can fix this. I pause, torn between my anger and the remnants of love that still linger. How? By lying to me some more? I can't trust you, Sarah. Just give me a chance, she begs. I'll do anything. I turn back to face her, steeling my resolve. You've already had your chance, Sarah. You made your choice. Now it's my turn to make mine. With that, I walk out, the door closing behind me with a finality that echoes through the silence of the house. I know this isn't over, it's just the beginning of a storm that's about to break. I step outside, the cool night air hitting my face, and I realize that I'm ready to turn the tables. Sarah may have started this game, but I'm going to finish it, and when I'm done, she'll regret everything. The night air is cool against my skin as I step outside, my mind racing. I need a plan, a way to turn this situation to my advantage. My heart pounds as I realize that Sarah's betrayal is not just about her infidelity, it's about the power dynamics in our relationship, and I refuse to be the victim any longer. I pull out my phone and scroll through my contacts until I find Jason, my old college friend. He's always been a wild card, the type of guy who lives life on the edge. I haven't spoken to him in a while, but tonight feels like the right moment to reach out. He's the kind of guy who thrives in chaos, and I need that energy now. I text him, hey, you free to meet up? I need some advice on a situation. Almost immediately, my phone buzzes. Sure, what's up? Meet me at the hideout in an hour. I take a deep breath, feeling a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The hideout is a bar known for its dim lighting and rowdy atmosphere, the perfect place to hatch a plan. I drive over, the familiar streets flashing by, but this time they feel different. Every corner I turn reminds me of Sarah, our laughter echoing in my mind, now tainted with betrayal. When I arrive, Jason is already at the bar, nursing a drink. He spots me and waves, his signature grin lighting up his face. Hey, man! What's got you looking like a storm cloud? I take a seat next to him, grateful for his carefree demeanor. I've had a rough few days. Sarah, she's been cheating on me. His smile fades, replaced by concern. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. What's the plan? I lean in, lowering my voice. I want revenge. I can't let her think she can just walk away from this without consequences. Jason raises an eyebrow, intrigued. Revenge, who? I like the sound of that. What do you have in mind? I pause, considering my options. I want to expose her, make her realize what she's lost. I want her to feel the pain she caused me. He nods slowly, taking a sip of his drink. I can help with that. What if we create a little chaos in her life? Get the other guy involved somehow? The thought sends a thrill through me. You mean? Yeah, Jason says, leaning back with a smirk. We can find out who he is and let him know what's happening. I got a few connections who can dig up information fast. Just think of the look on her face when the truth comes crashing down. I can't help but smile at the prospect. I need to know who he is first. I don't want to make a move until I have everything lined up. Let's get started, Jason says, pulling out his phone. I'll make a few calls. We'll find out who we're dealing with. The rest of the night blurs as we brainstorm ideas and strategize. I feel a rush of adrenaline at the thought of turning the tables on Sarah. Each drink I consume loosens my inhibitions, fueling my determination. All right, man, let's get down to business, Jason says, his tone suddenly serious. You need to keep your cool. We want this to unfold just right. Timing is everything. I nod, feeling the weight of his words. I understand. I'll keep a low profile until we're ready to strike. Over the next few days, Jason and I work tirelessly, piecing together the details of Sarah's affair. He keeps me updated on the progress, and I can feel the tension building within me. Every text I see her send makes my blood boil, but I maintain my composure. One evening, Jason texts me, "Got a lead." The guy's name is Ryan. He works at a gym downtown. I'll send you his info. My heart races as I read the message. This is the breakthrough I've been waiting for. I reply, "Thanks. Let's meet up tomorrow and discuss our next steps." The following day, we meet at the hideout again. Jason slides into the booth across from me, his face lit with excitement. I found out Ryan is single, too. He's been dating Sarah for a couple of months now. Months? I echo, disbelief creeping into my voice. How could she keep it from me for that long? Seems like she's good at hiding things, he replies, shrugging. But that's not the best part. I've got a plan to expose him. We'll confront them together. I lean forward, intrigued. How do you suggest we do that? Here's what we'll do, Jason explains. I'll arrange for you to be at the gym when Sarah and Ryan are there. We'll catch them in the act. Then we confront them publicly. It'll be epic. I can't help but feel a thrill at the idea. You really think this will work? Trust me. It'll hit them like a freight train. No way she can deny it when she's caught red-handed. I nod, excitement bubbling within me. Let's do it. I want her to feel every ounce of what she's put me through. As the day approaches, I prepare myself mentally for the confrontation. I know this will be a turning point in my life. The idea of catching them together fills me with a mix of dread and exhilaration. I envision the scene, Sarah's shock, Ryan's confusion, and my satisfaction as I watch her world crumble. The day finally arrives, and I can feel the tension building inside me. I drive to the gym, my palms sweating against the steering wheel. When I pull into the parking lot, I spot Jason waiting for me outside. Ready, he asks, his eyes glinting with mischief. As I'll ever be, I reply, taking a deep breath. Together, we enter the gym, the sounds of weights clanking and people chatting surrounding us. My heart pounds as we scan the room, and then I see her, Sarah, laughing with Ryan as they finish their workout. Every ounce of anger I felt floods back as I watch them together. It's almost surreal. My grip tightens around my phone as I prepare to document this moment. Jason nods toward me, and I feel a surge of adrenaline. Let's go. As we approach, I can feel the weight of the moment hanging in the air, and I know this is it, the moment that will change everything. The confrontation will be explosive, and I'm ready to take back control of my life. My heart pounds in my chest as Jason and I make our way across the gym floor. I can't shake the knot of anticipation in my stomach, each step bringing me closer to the moment of truth. Sarah is across the room, her laughter ringing out like a mocking echo. Ryan stands beside her, his arm casually draped around her shoulders. The sight ignites a fire within me. Stay calm, Jason whispers, sensing my agitation. Let me do the talking until you're ready to confront her. I nod, though the tension is nearly unbearable. As we approach, I catch snippets of their conversation, her laughter making my blood boil. "I can't believe we pulled that off," Sarah exclaims, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Yeah, you were incredible out there," Ryan responds, his voice smooth and flirtatious. "I had no idea you had such a competitive spirit." "Only for the best," she teases, nudging him playfully. It's in that moment that I realize just how comfortable they are with each other, and the realization hits me like a freight train. This isn't just a fling, this is a relationship. A relationship she kept secret from me for months while I poured my heart into our marriage. Jason and I pause a few feet away, our presence unnoticed as we exchange glances. "Now or never," he murmurs, and I take a deep breath, steeling myself. "Sarah!" I call out, my voice steady, cutting through the gym's chatter. Her head snaps toward me, eyes widening in shock. The laughter dies on her lips as she processes my presence. "What are you doing here?" as she stammers, her expression shifting from surprise to panic. "Just came to see how you're doing," I say, forcing a casual tone that contrasts with the turmoil inside me. "And to meet your friend." Ryan looks between us, confusion settling on his face. "Who are you?" he asks, his tone defensive. I step forward, fury bubbling just beneath the surface. "I'm her husband," I say, my voice low and cold. "And you're the man who's been sleeping with my wife." The atmosphere thickens, and Sarah's face pales. "Wait, this isn't what it looks like," she tries to deflect, but I can see the fear in her eyes. "It looks exactly like what it is," I retort. "You've been lying to me, to both of us. How long did you think you could keep this charade going?" Ryan looks bewildered, glancing at Sarah for an explanation. "Is this true?" he asks, his voice laced with disbelief. "Ryan, Sarah starts, but I cut her off. "Don't bother," I say, my anger rising. "You've made your choice. You decided to betray me, to betray our vows." Jason steps closer, his arms crossed, a smirk playing on his lips. "It's pretty pathetic, don't you think? Sneaking around while pretending to be the perfect wife." "Shut up!" Sarah snaps at Jason, her voice rising. "You don't know anything." "Oh, but I do," he replies, leaning in. "You've been playing both sides. And now, it's time to pay the piper." I can see the realization wash over Ryan as he pieces it together. "So you've been lying to me too?" he asks, disappointment dripping from his words. "Ryan, please," Sarah pleads, desperation creeping into her voice. "I didn't mean for it to go this far." "Didn't mean for it to go this far?" I echo, incredulity spilling from my lips. "You were supposed to be my wife." "You're a liar." "I know I messed up," she cries, tears welling in her eyes. "But I thought I was unhappy. I thought I could find something different, something more exciting." "Exciting?" I scoff. "You're willing to throw away everything we built for a cheap thrill? You think this is going to make you happy?" Ryan takes a step back, his expression shifting from anger to hurt. "You know what? I don't need this. I thought we had something real, but clearly, I was wrong." He turns and starts to walk away. "Wait, Ryan!" Sarah calls out, but he doesn't look back. "Goodbye, Sarah," he says, his voice quiet but firm as he exits the gym, leaving a heavy silence in his wake. The moment feels surreal as the realization sinks in. She's lost him, another casualty in her web of deceit. "You've ruined everything." Sarah screams, her voice rising in a mixture of anger and despair. "You think you can just come in here and destroy my life?" "No," I say, my voice calm but resolute. "You did that yourself. You chose this path. You chose to betray me." The hurt in her eyes shifts to fury, and I can see the walls of her carefully constructed facade crumbling. "I never wanted it to end like this," she shouts, her emotions boiling over. "I just wanted to feel alive." "Alive?" I shake my head in disbelief. "You destroyed everything we had. What about the vows you took?" What about the promises? She takes a step toward me, desperation lacing her voice. I'll do anything to make it right. Just give me a chance. No, I say firmly. You've lost that chance. There's no coming back from this. Jason stands beside me, arms crossed, a satisfied look on his face. You can't just think about yourself anymore, Sarah. You've hurt too many people. Both of you can go to hell, she spits, rage coursing through her. I won't let you ruin my life. I take a deep breath, feeling the weight of everything crashing down. You've already done that, Sarah. We're done. With those words, I turn to leave, and Jason follows, throwing one last glance over his shoulder at her. Maybe next time, think before you cheat, he says, his tone dripping with disdain. As we walk out of the gym, I can feel the finality of the moment settling in. I've lost Sarah, but I've also gained a sense of liberation. The weight of her betrayal lifts as I step into the cool night air. Outside, I take a deep breath, the world feeling different. There's a sense of closure, but also a realization that I'm free to pursue a new life, one without the shadows of deceit and betrayal. Jason claps me on the back as we reach my car. You did well, man. It's over now. I nod, a bittersweet smile crossing my face. Yeah, it is. I just didn't expect it to end like this. We climb into the car, and as I drive away from the gym, I glance back in the rearview mirror. Sarah stands there, her figure shrinking in the distance, a picture of regret and lost opportunity. I know I'll never see her again, and strangely, that thought brings me a sense of peace. The intrigue of our lives has unraveled, leaving only the truth behind, the truth that some relationships aren't meant to last, and sometimes, the best thing you can do is walk away.